Everyone thought Megan and Tommy were unbreakable. Until one silent glance, one missed touch, and a kiss that changed everything. What Megan said off camera left the entire villa and the internet stunned. This isn't just drama, it's a turning point. And we have the footage they almost didn't air. Watch till the end. We're revealing the clip producers tried to cut. Everything seemed fine between Megan and Tommy until last night. One flirty chat, one long look, and now the whole villa cannot stop talking. Is their perfect relationship starting to fall apart? And what did Megan say, off camera, that left everyone completely shocked? Episode 12 just changed everything just when we thought Megan and Tommy were the strongest couple on Love Island, the morning after summer 2025. This episode gave us a twist no one expected. Whether you have been cheering for them from the beginning or doubting them all along, this moment brought a wave of drama that shook their perfect image. So, what really happened? In this video, we will go through all the jaw-dropping moments from awkward confessions to little signs that something might be wrong. Fans are talking, social media is buzzing, and even body language experts are weighing in. And the wildest part, some scenes never even made it to TV. We have the inside scoop. Is Megan and Tommy's relationship as strong as they want everyone to think? Or is the pressure finally getting to them? Keep watching. We are also revealing a clip the producers chose not to show. The strange thing Megan said in the beach hut, and who might be catching Tommy's eye while Megan is not paying attention. It is about to get even more dramatic. Episode 12 started off like any other peaceful morning in the villa. Megan and Tommy sat next to each other at breakfast, just like they always do. But something was off. If you looked closely, you could feel the change in their vibe. Even their body language was different. Right away, things felt off. While Megan laughed and flipped her hair during their morning chat, Tommy seemed distant. He barely made eye contact, gave short replies, and even pulled back when she touched his arm. Fans on Twitter noticed immediately. One post blew up. Tommy's not feeling it, Megan's being cute, and he's totally zoned out. And honestly, it was hard to argue with that. During breakfast, Megan smiled and said, "We've really got this figured out, don't we?" But Tommy's only response was a nervous sip of juice and a shrug. Some people brushed it off as just morning moodiness, but others saw something deeper. Then came a key moment. The producers cut to a beach hut confessional. Usually, Tommy gushes about Megan, but this time, his words were flat. "Megan's cool. She's fun. We're vibing. But yeah, still early days, right?" A far cry from the guy who once called her wifey material and talked about date nights after the show. That shift did not go unnoticed. Longtime Love Island fans know that when confessionals start sounding unsure, it means something's brewing. And sure enough, the tension kept building. During a beach workout, Megan asked Tommy to spot her while she did squats, a classic flirty move, but instead of joining the fun, Tommy barely helped and walked off as soon as it ended. No teasing, no hug, just gone. Then came the real turning point, the truth or dare game. Tommy was asked to kiss the girl he would want to get to know better. Megan were not in the villa. He paused, chuckled awkwardly, and gave Megan a quick kiss on the cheek. The hesitation said everything. Other Islanders noticed, too. Jasmine leaned over to Ally and whispered, "Did you catch that? He's halfway out the door." That moment lit the internet on fire. Reddit, TikTok, Twitter, everywhere you looked, fans were talking. The message was clear. Tommy was pulling away, and Megan had no idea. But if the main episode gave us warning signs, the unseen footage dropped a real shocker. Late that night, after the official scenes ended, producers aired a secret conversation between Tommy and Zaratha, newest Islander who had already caught a few stares. But no one expected her to stir up trouble this fast. At first, the chat seemed casual. Zara asked how things were going with Megan, but Tommy's answer stunned fans. He leaned in and said quietly, "I like Megan. I do. But honestly, I've been playing it too safe. There's stuff I haven't explored yet." Wait, what kind of stuff? Was he talking about emotions? Chemistry? Or did he feel stuck in a relationship just to keep up appearances? Zara clearly picked up on it. She gave a knowing smile, touched his arm, and said, "You don't seem like the type to settle." Tommy's reply, "Not really." Then it happened, the eye contact, the lean-in, and that long, lingering smile from Zara that made Reddit explode, with comments like "It's over for Megan." But things only got more uncomfortable after that. In a confessional, filmed just moments later, Zara said something that hit deep. "I don't think Tommy's heart is fully in his couple. There's space for something real with him. I just need to give him time to realize it. That line was a red flag. It confirmed what many fans were already starting to believe. Megan had no idea that Tommy was having second thoughts. Instead of opening up to her, he was quietly sharing those doubts with another girl. On Love Island, when someone starts being emotionally open behind their partner's back, it usually spells trouble. The next morning, things looked normal, at least on the surface. Megan walked up to Tommy with a cup of tea, kissed him on the cheek, and sweetly said, "Still my guy?" Tommy smiled and replied, "Always." But before we could believe it, the camera cut to Zara, staring at them from across the garden. She said nothing, but the look in her eyes and the thick tension in the air said it all. And here's what viewers know. Producers never show something without a reason. If they're giving screen time to this triangle Megan, Tommy, and Zara, it means the storyline is shifting. Fans know this usually leads to a dramatic breakup, a betrayal, or a major recoupling twist. TikTok creators and Reddit threads were already connecting the dots. They showed past seasons where couples who looked strong on the outside quickly fell apart after moments just like this. But that wasn't even Tommy's only questionable moment in episode 12. Things really exploded during the villa's most intense event, the Fire Pit Truth or Dare game. It started off light, fun dares, playful confessions, and laughter, but then came the dare that changed everything. Tommy was asked to kiss the islander he would want to crack on with. If he was not in a couple, everyone leaned in. Megan smiled nervously. Tommy stood up, glanced around, laughed, and walked straight to Zara, then kissed her on the cheek. Not Megan, not even a joke choice. He picked Zara. Megan's face said it all. She forced a smile, but the shock in her eyes was impossible to hide. She sat back, crossed her arms, and tried to hold her expression together. Meanwhile, Tommy just shrugged and mumbled, "It's just a game, right?" But the way Zara smirked, and how the group reacted, said it meant more. Jasmine quietly said, "Ah," and Ally whispered, "He's not even hiding it anymore." This was not just a dare, it was a message. A message Megan received, loud and clear. And things got even messier when it was Megan's turn. She was asked, "Truth or dare? You truly 100% into your couple, or are you keeping your options open?" For the first time that night, Megan hesitated. You could see her thinking, measuring every word. Finally, she replied, "I'm loyal to my couple, until I'm given a reason not to be." The room went silent. Tommy looked stunned, maybe even guilty. That one line hit harder than anything else. It was clear. Megan was not as unaware as Tommy thought. She might not have known the full story with Zara, but after the dare, the kiss, and the strange behavior, she felt the shift. From that point forward, the energy changed. Megan did not sit next to Tommy again that night, and during the next morning's group debrief, she kept things polite but distant. Whatever spark they had before, it was dimming fast. Later, in her next beach hut confessional, Megan's voice was steady, but her eyes told the real story. There was no fake smile, no tears, just a calm but serious tone that showed she had reached a turning point. She looked straight into the camera and said, "Sometimes people show you how they feel without saying a word. I'm noticing everything. Now I've been too relaxed." And then came the line that hit harder than anything else that night. "That stops today." That one sentence was enough to set the internet on fire. Within minutes of the episode airing, TikTok was overflowing with emotional breakup edits, clips of Megan and Tommy from the start of the season set to slow, heartbreaking music. Some even added Megan's beach hut quote as voiceovers, turning the moment into what fans were calling her main character era. Twitter, or X, lit up with hashtags like hashtag Team Megan and hashtag She Knows, while Reddit threads exploded with titles like "It's over, she knows." Hundreds of comments poured in, all saying the same thing. Megan was finally seeing the truth, and she was handling it with strength and class. Even former Islanders, who know firsthand how intense things can get in that villa, posted their support. They praised her for staying grounded, for choosing honesty over chaos, and for not letting her emotions take over. One wrote, "This is how you handle betrayal with calm confidence, not tears or games." Another said, "She just flipped the entire show without even raising her voice." What made the moment so powerful was not just what Megan said, but how she said it. There was no bitterness, no need to lash out. Instead, she made it clear she was done playing it cool while Tommy explored other options behind her back. Her words showed that she was not just reacting, she was deciding. She had seen enough to know that something was off, and she was no longer willing to ignore the signs. This shift in Megan's energy did not come out of nowhere. For most of the season, she had been the calm one, the steady presence in the villa, avoiding drama and staying loyal. But after watching Tommy's body language change, hearing his confusing beach hut comments, and then seeing him kiss Zara during the fire pit game, something clicked. She realized that the person she trusted was slowly pulling away and doing it in a way that made her look like the only one still holding on. It is moments like these that Love Island fans live for, not just because of the drama, but because of the transformation. Viewers saw a woman who had been sweet and supportive turn into someone who was fully awake, fully aware, and no longer willing to settle. Megan was not just reacting to heartbreak, she was growing through it, and using it as a chance to take her power back. The viral reaction was more than just sympathy. People connected with her strength. They saw themselves in her. The moment you realize someone is not being real with you, and instead of begging for clarity, you simply stop waiting. Megan did not cry in the beach hut. She did not ask why. She said, clearly and calmly, "That stops today." And just like that, the audience saw the beginning of a whole new Megan. Fan pages posted quotes from her confessional over dramatic photos. TikTokers used her voiceover to tell their own stories of realizing they deserved better. One video with over 500,000 views had this caption: "When you stop explaining yourself and start protecting your peace." Another said, "Megan just became every girl's inner strength on camera." But this moment was not just emotionally, was strategic by keeping her composure. Megan did more than protect her dignity, she flipped the public narrative. No longer the girl caught off guard, she became the girl calling the shots. And when she later sat down for that quiet but cutting conversation with Zara, it became even clearer. Megan was no longer trying to save a bond. She was letting it go and setting her own boundaries, one confident move at a time. That beach hut moment marked the start of Megan's new arc. She was not going to cry over a boy who could not be honest. She was not going to play the background, while someone else played the field. From here on out, Megan was on a mission not to get revenge, but to reclaim herself. And fans are here for it. They are not just cheering for her love story, they are cheering for her glow up, her strength, and her ability to know her worth, even when it hurts. Because that is what makes Love Island more than just a dating show, is watching real people hit emotional turning points, face them head on, and come out stronger. So, when Megan said, "That stops today," she was not just talking about being too chill. She was drawing a line between who she was and who she was becoming. And that is the kind of moment that turns a contestant into a legend and a heartbroken girl into the most unforgettable name of the season. If you thought Megan would cry quietly and retreat after that emotional game night, then you clearly do not know Megan. Instead of sulking or throwing shade, she did something bold and totally unexpected. She asked Zara for a private chat. No tears, no yelling, no chaos. Just something far more powerful. Clarity. It happened the next morning. While most Islanders lounged by the pool, Megan walked straight up to Zara and asked to talk. Everyone felt the tension shift. Producers followed with cameras, knowing something was about to happen. They sat by the fire pit. Megan was calm, focused, and firm. And then she delivered the line that went viral. "Look, I'm not here to mark territory. But I'm also not stupid." Zara smiled and stayed quiet. Megan continued, "I saw the kiss. I saw the late night talk. I know what a spark looks like, but I don't beg for attention. If Tommy wants to explore other options, he's free to. But once he makes that choice, I don't do second chances." There was no drama, just direct truth. And fans loved it. TikTokers and fan pages reposted the moment with captions like, "Megan's not jealous. She's setting boundaries." One comment summed it up best: "She's playing chess while the others play checkers." Zara tried to play it down. "We were just talking. You know how the villa is, conversations happen." But Megan didn't flinch exactly. So let's not act like it's innocent when the eye contact says it all. The talk ended respectfully, but the message was loud and clear. Megan was done chasing, but she was not backing down. Then, Megan delivered another beach hut confessional that completely shifted her story. "I came here open to love, but I also know this is a game. You can fall hard and fast in here, but you better stay alert. I've been sweet, now I'm going to be smart." And just like that, game on. She ended the confessional with a line that felt like a power move. "If Tommy wants to test his connection, I won't stop him." But while he's doing that, maybe I'll explore a few conversations of my own. By the end of the episode, Megan was seen laughing and casually flirting with Keitha, newest bombshell in the villa. They shared inside jokes, bonded over music tastes, and even joked about how they sleep at night in the villa. Nothing too much, but just enough to send a clear signal. Tommy noticed. Cameras caught him watching from across the pool, jaw tight, lips pressed. The power dynamic had officially shifted. What started with Tommy pulling away ended with Megan rising. She went from blindsided to bold, from heartbroken to headline maker. And fans were here for it. In fact, just hours after the episode aired, #Team Megan began trending on X, formerly Twitter. Fans praised her for staying mature, self-aware, and refusing to be played. But just when we thought the drama peaked. The teaser for episode 13 gave us one final twist. Megan is shown pulling Tommy for a serious chat, no makeup. No smile, no flirty energy. Just one powerful line. "You've got 30 seconds to tell me the truth." What truth is she talking about? What does Megan know that we do not? Is she walking away for good, or is she setting the stage for a dramatic twist? Voices already being called the most iconic moment of the season. It is not just a breakup scene, it is Megan drawing the line. She is not asking for loyalty. She is demanding honesty. And that changes everything. Let's be honest, Tommy may not have technically cheated, but his actions have triggered every red flag a couple can face in the villa, and what makes it worse? He has not taken any real accountability, not with Megan, and not even in the beach hut confessionals. Even when the other islanders gave subtle hints or called him out, he just smiled, brushed it off, and tried to act like nothing was wrong. But in the Love Island villa, silence says a lot. And Tommy's silence is now turning fans completely against him. Now let's talk about Megan's rise. She came into the villa quietly, sweet, stable, and never causing drama. But after this emotional blow, Megan has transformed into the strongest, smartest player in the game. She is not just picking up the pieces, she is flipping the entire script in her beach hut chats. You can see it clearly. This is a woman who has no fear of being hurt, but she refuses to let it happen again. Megan is forming new connections, looking at her relationships with fresh eyes. And most importantly, she is rewriting her own story. She is no longer Tommy's girl. She is Megan, the strategist, the wild card, the one to watch. So what happens next? With a big recoupling on the way, the next few days could go in any of three directions. Tommy apologizes. He opens up, admits his mistakes, and tries to fix what he broke. Megan might consider forgiving him, but fans are already split. Some think he deserves another shot. Others believe she should move on for good. Megan jumps ship. She follows her own advice and starts something new, likely with Kai. If that happens, she flips the villa's energy and becomes the center of a whole new triangle. But this time, she holds the power. The producers shake things up. Maybe there is a double elimination, maybe someone re-enters, or something totally unexpected happens. Love Island has a way of bending the rules when drama gets this intense, especially when a fan-favorite couple crashes. And the audience. They are speaking loud and clear. The top Reddit thread right now says, "Tommy fumbled the most emotionally intelligent girl in the villa." TikTok edits under the Team Megan tag have crossed 2 million views. Fan pages on Instagram are already sharing Megan's most iconic lines, like, "I don't chase, I replace. If he's confused, I am you na by lovely. I'm not plan B, I'm plan exit." It is safe to say the public is on Megan's side, and that matters a lot. On Love Island, fan support plays a huge role in who stays, who goes, and who ends up in the finale. So, what does all this mean long term? Tommy has two options. Step up, speak the truth, and try to earn back her trust, or fade into the background while Megan connects with someone who truly sees her worth. Either way, one thing is clear. Megan is not falling apart. She is leveling up. She is not heartbroken, she is rising. And that kind of growth, that strength, that energy, that is what makes Love Island the morning after a must-watch. Now we want to hear from you. Do you think Tommy is just lost? Or is he playing too many games? Should Megan give him a second chance or walk away for good? Crown intact? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We are reading them all. Like this video if you are cheering for Megan's globe, subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss another deep dive, spoiler, or behind-the-scenes breakdown. Because when it comes to love, loyalty, and quiet betrayals, the villa never sleeps, and neither do we.